I'm in Brighton for today's run. You may ask why I'm in Brighton. It's because I bit down hard on a roasted pea and it didn't end well for my tooth. And my dentist is in Brighton.
My tooth hurts.
Welcome to week 8 of the Paris Marathon training video series. So if you see me dribbling from the side of my mouth, you'll know that the anaesthetic is wearing off. You might remember in last week's episode, I told you I was going to do 130 kilometres this week. Might have done a little bit more again. I did nearly 140 kilometres for week number 8. But it really wasn't my fault. I was forced into running further than I wanted to on Sunday, all the way down to here to watch the Brighton half marathon. But I'm getting ahead of myself. So Monday, you'll see Monday on my Strava as lots of different runs. However, we're just counting it as one 17 kilometre session. I've started running to and from the track now. So that's around about 5k there and back, or 5k there and 5k back. So the session on Monday was 20 minutes progressive. So each 5 minutes we would speed up a little bit. I started at marathon pace and went up to about 4 minutes per kilometre. So marathon pace is 4:16 per kilometre, and every 5 minutes I just sped up a little bit. That was the session on Monday. So Tuesday's supposed to be an easy day, and it kind of was. So I did the usual climbing session in the morning, but then in the evening, Zwift has started this thing called Zwift Academy. Every year they do it, and it's like a must-do series of workouts. Everyone does them, so I felt like obliged to join in. But I did make it easier on myself, so I set the treadmill slower than the workout asked me to do. So I did an interval session, but it was really like low-key intervals. So Wednesday was the hard session. I did a fairly comfortable 10k in the morning, did it a bit progressive, and then in the evening we did 90 seconds off, 90 seconds on, 90 seconds off, 90 seconds on. And if you want to, you can still come and join us on Zwift for those interval sessions every Wednesday evening, live on the Zwift Run channel on YouTube and live on Zwift itself. If you want to join us in the game, you are more than welcome to. And you can see by my heart rate, it was a tough session on Wednesday. Now Thursday really was an easy session. The Film My Run 500 in the morning, low heart rate, and Bag That Badge on Zwift in the evening. Again, really slow, low heart rate. The best ice cream in Brighton, Morocco's.
Chocolate.
No! In terms of distance, Friday was the big day. So long run up on the South Downs, 26 kilometres. That's around about 16, 17 miles on the South Downs on Friday morning. And then another Zwift Academy interval session on Friday evening. But yet again, I did it really slowly. If you look at the heart rate for that interval session, it is like way down. So I promise you, I am not doing too many interval sessions. Right, let me correct that. I am doing too many interval sessions, but the slow ones are definitely slow and they shouldn't impact me too much in terms of injury or fatigue. So out to my right, you can see the old Brighton West Pier. And if you're not familiar with Brighton, you might think, well, what a monstrosity, why don't they just knock it down? But to people who are from the area, who've been here a while, that structure is an iconic landmark in Brighton and one that we kind of don't want to see disappear. And it's juxtapositioned with the old and the new, with the I-360, the new iconic Brighton landmark. Saturday was number 199 in the quest for 200 parkruns, and I took myself to my Nendy, my nearest event not done yet. So that was Clair Park in Haywards Heath, and I gave it my best shot. I ran as hard as I could. It's a hilly course, so nowhere near a PB, but 5k done at Clair Park on Saturday morning. And then Saturday evening we did the Paris Marathon training session in the evening on Zwift, and we covered about 14 kilometres I think. But that definitely was slow and easy and relaxed, low heart rate. Sunday's where my mileage went a bit tits up for the week. I was supposed to only do about 10k, I had no intention of doing any more. And then I was collared into running down to Brighton with the gang to see the Brighton half marathon. So that ended up being 17 kilometres, which means that my weekly mileage was 139k or 140, something like that anyway. And here we are on the Palace Pier, Brighton, the one pier in Brighton that's still standing. A lot of people don't realise there used to be 3 piers in Brighton. There was the West Pier, the Palace Pier, and then to the east of here there was the Chain Pier, which is long since gone. Right, I've just looked it up. It was 138.6 kilometres to be absolutely exact. Sort of, almost, around about, of which 76 kilometres was outdoors and 68 kilometres was indoors on Zwift. So we did 14 hours and 10 minutes of running in week 8, and of those I did about an hour in zones 4 and 5, so just under an hour's worth of running in those top 2 heart rate zones, and that's about 7% of my time spent in those zones. I did 12 sessions, and the hard sessions of the week were the Monday track session, the Wednesday interval session on the treadmill, and parkrun on Saturday. So those 3 hard sessions out of 12, that's 25%. And there's the Brighton upside down house, as we like to call it. Out of those 139 kilometres, I've worked out, I reckon 17 kilometres of those were when I was working really hard. Now I know I said Monday was only 1 session, but I'm going to count the miles that I did on Monday as the tough ones during the track workout. And I'm not going to include the other miles of running to the track and running back from the track. Right, we're done here. That's the peace statue. That peace statue there marks a delineation between...
What? Can you repeat that?
Can't say the word delineation. The delineation, still can't say it. The delineation between Brighton over there and Hove. So when you get to the peace statue, you know you're in Hove now. So to keep up with the Paris Marathon training series, click that link right there. That will take you to the playlist for all the other Paris Marathon training series videos. That's it from here today. We are on to week number 9, and we are going to go up, I think, probably to 150 kilometres, because we do have a marathon to run next week. Take care, see you soon, bye bye.